is up, everyone? It's your boy Aaron Raphael Amin, your DM, and we have our wonderful party here. Narissa, Ohio Hex. We got Wendell. I don't know why I'm pointing at him like he's really here, but I'll point down. We got Wendell here, Kane and Ibrahim, Mowgli Q, Airsid, and one of our favorite guests returning, CB Connor Bond.
Hey.
As
Vincent.
Hey, let's go. Speaking of which, you have a present. Just look up the word flask in your inventory.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And thanks for joining us tonight. If you cannot hear us, please let us know. We know that's a real thing. Don't know if it's the computer. Don't know if it's the roadcaster. Don't know if it is the forces above. But whatever it is, we're always happy for you to give us some feedback so you're not getting any feedback. And as always, check out our QR code, Mates of Fate's wonderful friends of ours, TT Tomes, Magic Shop, coolest guy, Beyond the Review podcast, always doing cool things, talking about movies that are in or not in theaters, stuff for you to get some inspiration from, as well as Dice Legion Dice. We passed Christmas, we passed New Year's, and now we have Valentine's Day coming up, so it might be a good time to take 10% off on us. And with all of that being said, I believe we have a recap coming in.
Well, there the gang was, once again, resting at the Misty Pine Palace. At the benevolent accommodations of Corbin, the intellectual savant that he is. And on that day, we were to begin our final push towards Mulitushu. But before that could get underway, we had to pick up a little straggling Kane, who had to go off on his own to protect himself, as he's been branded somewhat of a kind of fugitive, somewhat of a not. In any case, we corresponded with him through his familiar, and tracked down his location. We were going to meet at the Moor of Dead Men. Almost in Moonrise Tower. The Moor of Dead Men. And that was the first opportunity that we had finally had to really debrief all of the crazy shenanigans that the group had been through in the time of his imprisonment. So we got a lot of emotional baggage off of our chest, chatted, laughed by the fire, and caught up on old tales. The following morning, it was time to make our way towards Mulitushu, where our intended objective was to rendezvous with a certain Waipo at the behest of Weisgard to try and attain some kind of allegiance for the upcoming battle with Erid that seems also imminent any moment now. Unfortunately for us, as we were trekking through the forest, we started to see the chromatic shimmer throughout the land, and we were reminded of our past sins, unleashing a goblin horde from the Fae into Norfain. And so Ersid had decided, we need to address this in some capacity, so he convinced the gang to ambush a group of goblins, try and take a prisoner, interrogate them, coerce them, intimidate them. Proved to not be as effective as hoped, but perhaps as effective as expected for goblins. So the goblin in question basically said a big fuck you to us, and we were forced to just let him go, as we're not merciless killers. And late that night, a certain goblin king You just said his name. What's his name?
McGlubbiet.
Maglubiet,
It's
the
so
Goblin
hard to
King,
say.
paid us a little visit in the night. Ersid and Uasa were fast asleep, but Kane and Nerissa spoke to him. And he gave us a request that we find a unicorn for him. And I believe that it ended that night with Nerissa and Kane basically telling him we would think about it. And Maglubiet in that transaction learned of Kane's name. What troubles that might bring are yet to be seen. I think that's it.
And did we act out? Did we role play rests?
Like, I think so, yeah, mostly.
We're
Okay.
in the middle of second watch, I believe.
Yeah, that was second watch, so I think that was like it, and then we were just
Yes.
gonna go to sleep.
So, let us begin. In the soft morning of the Silver Peaks, the Silver Woods, the soft snowfall that seems to be ever present in this area of Norfane as it begins to coat the pines that surround you, a stillness sort of envelops you. A quiet, the occasional shake of a shrub, the occasional tweet of a bird. But still, just like the day before, something is a little off. The easterly wind blows ever so slightly as you pack up your bedrolls and get ready for the day. What's first on the itinerary?
Alright, well. Oh, I mean, my character doesn't know about what happened, so. How far are we, would you say? DM? Would I know?
Let's go ahead and pull up the map.
What?
What? Oh, wow.
That's the game.
Okay, it's done. You guys back?
Why did that happen?
Don't know, don't like it. Hopefully we can fix it up though. Better?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not on stream, it's not.
Oh, on stream, it's, abstract.
Yep.
Very cool.
So I will play with this while you guys role play. You guys should be able on roll 20 to be able to look at the map itself. And before I start finagling, I will show you that you guys are here, just at the edge of the Silver Forest.
Alright, well, we're very close, so I think that we can really make a final push into Molitushu.
Probably
should.
take you a day, maybe a day and a half to get to Molitushu proper.
Okay.
What do you lot think? Shall we push the pace?
Well, we can. I'm still not feeling so hot ever since I come out the mines and in the mines.
Are you sick?
I mean, I think so.
What are your symptoms?
I've got this cough. I'm feeling rather lethargic.
Well, you're in luck because I can probably do something about that, so.
Oh, that would be so good.
I'll give you 5 lay on hands that should cure your disease.
What does your lay on hands look like as you try to extract said disease from our good friend Kane here?
I think she traces her fingers along veins. Kind of like over his neck and down his arms.
And it begins to, the veins that are already a little dark in color and showing through Kane's pale skin start to take on a sort of opalescent glow through the soft sheen that is his flesh, until finally he starts to take on as warm a color as Kane can.
Feeling any better?
And no longer poisoned.
You're no longer poisoned. If you still have levels of exhaustion, they are still there.
Okay. I was
Are
at
we?
1, so last night's rest would get rid of that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'd feel much better now. Thank you.
Of course. So are we to move on then? Or should we tell Erstad about what happened last night?
Ooh, right. Yes, we should move on. Perhaps walk and talk. But, Esed McGlaviet came to us last night, and he wants us to fetch him a unicorn.
Remind me again, that's the Goblin King?
Well, I feel like you would know better than me. Well, I
Oh,
guess you
he
got your
doesn't
brain
remember.
wiped.
Yeah, it's the Goblin King.
Oh, great. And you guys said no and you killed him last night then, right?
Killed him. Please.
No.
I don't think he would die so easy.
Hmm.
But we didn't tell him, yes. I don't even know what a unicorn is. I've never heard of it until he started talking about it last night.
What did you tell him you would do?
I think we said we would think about it. He did say that he would possibly exchange said unicorn for the magic items he stole from you lot in the Feywild. For said unicorn.
Or peace for like 50 years or something.
Oh, yeah, right. Which I feel like is pretty worthless in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, if he's a godlike creature and 50 years is like a day
Mhm.
in the grand scheme of his lifetime. Well, I feel like you know what I would suggest. I would suggest that we kill him. But if that proves to be difficult, what do you think about capturing this unicorn? I mean, we are a little pressed for time.
Did he tell you guys that he was, in fact, a god?
He was. They said that a goblin god was trapped in the crystal and he was in there. And it
Who
seems
said
like
that?
he. Everyone that we talked to in the Feywild.
So then,
I don't know. A
how
bunch
does
of
one
people.
kill a god?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
You make people stop believing in them.
Maybe we could speak with
Very
Corbin.
philosophical, Narissa.
Did you speak with Corbin about this ever?
When we first got back,
Well, are we gonna? Yeah, go ahead.
if he's a god, why can't he find it? Maybe it's stronger than him.
Maybe he's not really a god.
That's what I'm thinking.
Scary dice to roll. You know, you shoot him and he's not, he dies. Great. You shoot him and he is you, he incinerates you, and then what?
Well. Oh well, I guess.
We could just
You-
keep ignoring him.
We don't have to get the unicorn for him.
Then for now, we should just ignore him. We do have things to do.
Yeah, the unicorn is not gonna matter if Erid destroys half of Norfane, so
What if the unicorn makes him a god?
what if it's the unicorn that grants him his powers? Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I rolled a 0, so
About what?
on my unicorn knowledge.
Oh, wait,
Can I
wait,
make a unicorn knowledge check?
wait, can I make a unicorn knowledge check?
What knowledge are you trying to check?
The arcane nature of a unicorn.
I'm trying to remember if I've ever encountered or heard stories of unicorns in my wilderness trekking days.
Okay, go ahead and roll Arcana, please.
For both of us?
Is that, well, that depends. Are you looking for the same information, Kane?
I just want to know what they can do, magic-wise.
Okay, so also roll an Arcana check. There will be separate DCs for this. So let's start with Airsid.
Give it a go, buddy.
Wow. What a way to start the game. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
I like to hear.
Okay.
Nice.
So you're trying to see if you've ever ran into a unicorn or heard of a unicorn through like fairy tales and just kind of like some basic information on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that along your travels, when you first were exiled from the tribe of Scandia, a slight of inspiration, a sight of hope that allowed you to press on throughout these dark days was pushing throughout the Badlands, and you could swear, be it a mirage or not, a unicorn is what led you to water, what led you to safety, and in its presence, you felt calm. You felt almost a meditative relaxation around you, so much so that it was like you were in a bubble that no one could pop, let alone see through. You've heard tales that they are sort of like celestial souls that bring themselves to the material plane to lead those who are kind of in squander to greener pastures. As far as what they do and don't do, you're not exactly sure. That's more Kane's area of expertise. Can I get your DC, please?
Wow. 19 for a 23.
19 for a 23.
Good rolls.
Okay. So you're trying to find out like the magical properties of a unicorn and kind of like what would they be capable of and what would kind of put you off to like a unicorn into the area. Does that sound right? Okay. Well, first off, you know anything that is considered a unicorn's domain, if you try to light any non-magical flames, they will refuse to do so. The only thing that remains unaffected would be closed lanterns. Everything in their vicinity has a better time sort of evading capture or evading being sighted. They seem to protect the areas around them from any type of like poachers or violence that may be, apprehended there. Let's see. Is there anything else? Is there anything more specific than that you're looking for?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see. One thing you also know is that their horns are considered sacred, and so the most vile and evil of all of Elbrin are the only ones known to seek them as they would be killing a creature known for its good and holy tendencies, just for its power.
Checked out.
Okay, so
I will relay my story
same.
of the unicorn.
Oh,
Well, with that information, I think
Isn't
it's pretty
this-
clear that we're nearby then.
Mm-hmm.
is this not something we should protect?
Yeah, now yeah, I'm just remembering the story that I had with the unicorn.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't want to give a unicorn to McGlubbiette. But that's not to say that I think maybe even trying to make contact with the unicorn would be good. Maybe we could see what the unicorn has to say. If it comes to that, I'm not even suggesting that we do that right now.
Maybe on the way back, we could warn
Yeah.
it. Because if we charge in there right now, he could be following us or spying on us, and then he would know where it is. It's safer if we don't find it.
Yeah.
But maybe on the way back, we could look for it to warn it.
If it doesn't get snatched up before we get back.
It's a risk, but also going to it is a risk. I mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
else to protect it.
Who knows?
Sounds good.
Well, sorry, unicorn, wherever you are. Hope you stay safe.
And with those very reassuring words on behalf of our unicorn, the words of another are spoken. Vincent, you and Spike have been hot on the trail of something as you push deeper and deeper ever to the west. It's cold. Colder than you are used to, considering that fire and light in this forest are absent for whatever reason. Spike sort of sprawls around in the ruins of a village that you have sort of stumbled upon. The smell of iron, ever present. The snow, not like the strange monochromatic splotches you've been seeing ever since you left Paikiwanua. Not like the serene pieces of the silver forest you've come to call a good night's sleep. But red is all you see. The ramshackle sort of cabins and homes dismantled by something with brute force. Fire being totally absent. Everything is left in disarray. Bodies. All men. Their intestines, innards strewn around in what seems to be a great sigil. A massive M that burns in your chest as you see it. Spike sort of lifts up and you see him all too clear in the bright light of the dreamer's flame, his nose recessed and his pallid skin almost as white as the snow, in stark contrast to his black mohawk, a series of spikes that runs down through the center of his head and into the hood in his back that covers his back in a cloak.
Weird.
He sniffs it, and as he does, returning to him seems to be the shadow of a hound. As it sort of sniffs the air and laps him up in silhouette form and dissipates back into a sort of frothy, dark spirit that takes shelter inside of a necklace that hangs from his throat. And he looks at you with sunken eyes. So, We are close.
Vincent is looking around. He looks at the sigil of bodies and
Okay. What exactly are you looking for?
any evidence that there's like any sort of direction that maybe came from, or I mean, it seems like it's Mabel, but if I could get any confirmation or something.
Okay, if you're trying to get a pin on the creature that you believe to be ManEater Mabel, I'm gonna need a survival check.
Oh, it just froze and kicked us off. It's not streaming. That's what my mom said.
It's still not streaming?
Yeah,
Because it looks good here.
Nope.
Okay. Good thing we're recording.
Do you want me to wait or to keep on going?
Let's give it a second. Ibrahim, Riley, does anyone have stream up to confirm that we're back live?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Did it ever go down?
I don't have it.
It's
I don't
up
have it
now.
up generally, so I don't know if it ever was frozen. I just looked now.
Okay, not a problem. Thanks for letting us know that we went down. We are back, and Vincent is currently trying to see if he can get a pin on who he believes to be ManEater Mabel. What is your check?
17 plus 4, which is 21. Kind of bend down and just put my hand like nearby the sigil and look around.
As you attune yourself to the evil that is the vampire ManEater Mabel, you notice something. There are a plethora of tracks, be they the footsteps of the victims or their assailants. They are everywhere. But you notice a collection of trees to your northwest that are extremely broken, as almost a storm had hit this area of the forest before it took the victims of this village. That you think is probably your best bet of where they came from.
Okay. I stand up, I pull out my little pipe, I light it up, and I call Spike over, and I just like point over at those broken trees and say, "You think it's that way?"
He looks. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Something about this feels wrong. Death always is, but this has come much too soon, even for the ManEater. We will push on. Tell me, dwarf, where does your courage lie?
Just instinctively, Vincent looks back towards the east, back towards Haikiwanua, where he's been spending the last. How long has it been since?
It's been a couple of years. It's been a
been
year.
years?
It's been about 2 years.
You might want to lift it up just a little bit. I feel like you're kind of coming in and out.
Okay. It's been years.
Yes, it has been years since Vincent has last shown his face.
Okay. Well, he looks a little different now. He was all messed up and very schlubby beforehand, but now he's got his hair like tied up into a little bun, and he's got these long silky pants with like a flower print on them.
Oh, nice.
It's almost that the sweatpants Peter Parker type It doesn't quite work.
Okay, I like it. I like it. He's cleaned up. He's not lazy anymore. But he's not a slob.
So Vincent instinctively looks back towards Pikey Manu, where he's spending the last years, and he's like, "I'm not exactly sure, but I know that finding this Mabel, tie up a lot of questions I've been sitting on for a very long time."
Well, I feel the same. I hope we can complete our interrogation here soon. And he looks off due west and up to the sky, where you see clouds covering the peaks of the Silver Peaks, the mountains ahead of you, being soaked in by the sky. I think Molitushu will be our next best bet to find information.
What do we know about Molly Tushu?
Are you asking Spike or are you asking me?
What do we know about Molly Tushu?
That is where the Silver Elves congregate. They are known for their arcane wisdom and the Great Wan Yu Academy, and a very trepidatious alliance with Viceguard. There are many surrounding villages just like this one, many temples that find their home within the mithril trees or the mountains. Only Tushu, if there is any knowledge to be found on things that are not natural, we will find it there.
Why do we think Mabel's coming this way? What's drawing it towards that city?
I have a hypothesis. I regret that I will not be declaring it until we have gained sufficient information, for I do not want it to be true.
Spike, we gotta work together here. You gotta be straight with me.
No is as straight as it gets, isn't it, Vincent? I am not hiding anything from you. But I would rather not speak my concerns into existence.
Too superstitious.
You see the shadow of a smile sort of graze across his face. Superstition is what history is built upon. And we chase a living myth, the ManEater. Best to not doubt it now. As he steps in the forest, going closer towards Molitushu.
Vincent just takes a long puff of his little pipe, and he's like, "Is that what I sound like?" And he starts walking after him.
You never know until you know.
And after some time, we find our party in the dark glow of the green sky that is left from the dimming of the dreamer's flame. As you finally peek upon the mountaintops, a hard and steady day of travel. The air up here is thin. You have stepped through clouds and feel as though you are currently in the heavens as you look deep into what looks to be sort of a crevasse between the peaks. where giant trees that seem to be made out of crystal, sort of like rock candy stone, sort of house what looks to be dancing lights of purples and blues in strange structures made out of the same crystal laced with wood that weave in between this crystal forest. You have made it to Molitushu.
Thank God. Gods.
Let's go find somewhere to buy some warm clothes.
Yeah, it is a little chilly for sure.
I think that will come in handy in the future.
I think that's a smart idea.
My mom said that Connor and Riley are quiet, but she hears everyone else just fine.
Fucking bugger me.
Strange. Riley, that's got to be on your end because you're coming out of the same volume as Airsid is.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Connor.
Check.
You could just be speaking quiet.
It's true.
I mean, my mom said he sounds better now.
Okay. Good to know. Do me a favor, Connor.
Yeah.
Roll me a percentile die.
Percentile die.
What are the odds that we
What-
bump into you?
What are they ever?
7.
Good to know.
All right.
Lucky number.
Yeah.
Lucky number. And you guys kind of come in and you see there's a sort of like a gate where wood rises high and two sort of stained glass windows peer out with what seems to be bright light that pulls down and focuses on you, just like that of a spotlight on stage. And who goes there?
Ooh. Do we introduce ourselves with our group name? Is that the thing we
Yes.
do now? Kairos?
The great
Surely
Kairos,
you've heard of us.
who has disbanded.
Back together again.
The band's back, baby. Best believe it.
And in this thaumaturgic voice, which now softens, and what brings you to Molitushu?
We need to speak with Waipo on behalf of Weisgard.
Iceguard has sent you.
More or less.
That's right.
You and your name carry great woe, as well as wheel. What proof have you are from Weisgard?
I look at everyone. Do we have any proof? I don't know if they gave us a letter or anything.
I can give you pins. Something.
No, we got a pin
That
from
was just
Corbin.
Corbin.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have any proof, physical proof, but we know
Which is-
plenty of people there.
Bit of an oversight on their part, I feel like.
Just started naming all the people that we know.
I mean,
Trust me.
you got 2 half elves and a lady traveling together, and one's covered in arcane markings. I mean, who else could it be besides Kairos?
No, but I think he wants to know if we have proof that we're acting on behalf of Weisgard.
Yeah, but we told him we're not. He's just gonna have to take our word for it.
I do have the pin that Corbin gave me. Well, hold it up. From the Umbro Choir.
And pieces of the wood sort of contract like snakes slithering back into their dens, where you see a very tall silver elf, their skin very reflective of their name, as it looks like a man made of swords sort of walks towards you. Their armor made out of the same crystal that you see guarding the kingdom of Molitushu. Their eyes pale like moonlight, and dark black hair pulled into what seems to be a top knot. And they look at this pin. They look at you, and they look at the three compatriots behind you. Come. This proves you are welcome amongst our people.
Good. Great.
And the branches sort of continue to dive back into the earth, opening wider, giving you much breadth that you finally are introduced to Molitushu, the great wisteria trees that seem to weave in and out of the kingdom. Their petals pushed around and floating with lights on top of them, sort of like street lights in a grand city. Each window is filled with a flame of a different color, and the soft murmur of conversation whispers through the trees as you walk through sort of like a hiking path of streets laced with petals and leaves. Feel free to roll survival as you look for a shop that can find you some cold gear.
28.
Easy enough.
Easy.
A silver elf woman with white hair sort of eyes you strangely as you come into her shop. She shows you her wares and gets you fitted for your wintry clothes. So, that will be 10 gold for the four of you.
Okay, I've got it. Don't worry, it's on me.
Okay, good, because I'm strapped.
Oh yeah, you are, huh?
Yeah. Do you have anything in black?
Of course. Are we looking for your coat? Or simply a scarf?
The coat, preferably.
Fur as well.
Sure.
The big black fur coat.
Understood. And she brings out what seems to be like a long trench, and instead of having like that lace of fur on the collar that most warm coats tend to, this thing is made completely out of a very soft down that seems to sort of almost as if it has an after image as you put it on. A strange arcane magic pulses through. It is not blessed, but displacer beast fur makes good cold gear.
Wow.
And
It's
the
a
rest of you.
displacer beast.
Roll nature.
Still definitely not wearing pants. I'll get some like furry boots.
You're gonna go no pants still?
Yeah, she's not wearing pants. She
Hard.
never
Natural
wears
one.
pants.
Natural one. You've never heard of a
Okay.
displacer beast.
She said that'll
I
like
guess so.
mess up my mobility. I can't do that.
No pants, November.
No
No
pants.
pants, November.
And-
And so maybe like a cloak. A
Yeah,
cloak and some
probably like a
boots.
cloak with like a really one of those like Russian girl hats. Like really furry.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna look like Tormund.
Okay, for sure. That's easy enough. As we look at the boots, where are they? I know there's boots of something.
Boots of something.
Do you know what I'm thinking of? Boots of the Winterlands. And she shows you these boots that are, they sort of have like spikes at the bottom of them. They're a little wider as fur is laced.
Crampons.
Yes. This fur is laced across, and they sort of, just like the lights of Molitushu, they glitter with this strange energy. You may have the normal boots, but if you are willing to spend a little extra, these will keep you safe from the winter effects entirely. No cloak necessary.
Mm.
Just boots. How much are they?
I would be willing to part with these for 500 gold.
That's like half my money.
I
Well, I
had
think-
2,000 gold.
You have 2,000?
I had.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had more
yeah,
as
that's
well,
like
but
literally
I
half. So
spent it on a bow, and so now I have 40. I have
would I
40
have
gold
to
left.
attune?
Yes, if you would like to forego the extra clothing, they must feel your soul as well as your body.
And what else does it like? What does it do?
The cold and its chill will not pierce through your flesh. And as long as you are, well, temperatures well below freezing will not harm you. And if you add yourself the cold gear, temperatures in the tundra will mean nothing. It is if you are coated in flame.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
It just helps with temperature.
yeah, so it's just, do I have cold damage, or is it just to help me in the snow?
I'll just tell you, you get resistance to cold. Yeah, I'll just tell you this
Okay.
time. Resistance to cold damage, ignore difficult terrain caused by ice or snow, and you can tolerate cold temperatures
Okay.
up to negative 50 degrees, and if you have cold gear, up to negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Then I will take them. Can I give up my tattoo and like give it to her and trade it?
Peeling a tattoo off.
Yeah, it's magical. It's the
The
coin
snake
with grass
girl
coin.
just sheds her skin.
Roll
Takes
persuasion.
the tattoo off.
It's like a little temporary tattoo patch.
Can I help her?
How do you propose to help?
The tattoo is very nice, and I think it would fit you quite lovely.
Sure.
13.
I'm afraid in our culture, much skin is not shown. Your tattoo will. What does it do?
So the ink comes alive and it will reach out and grapple something or someone.
Not sure how necessary that will be. Similar magics are common throughout our kingdom.
How much off would it get me? I can still pay the gold, but
I will turn the price down to 300.
I can do that.
She nods.
Alright. I'm too unattuned to something. I think it's just an action.
Looks like it's fine.
So she'll just unattune to it and it comes out as a needle from
Yep.
her thigh. She'll hand it over.
Not snake skin?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, it's stated that it comes out as a needle, so I just figured.
We can make some changes.
And then I'll give her 300 gold.
Thank you.
Is this black cloak you said, is it any more expensive?
No, it
Okay,
has
good.
no magical properties.
Perfect.
You owe me 5 gold, Kane.
Put it on my tab, mate.
And also kind of like slaps you a little hard on the back, Acid, and gives you a look like, come on now. He's basically your brother.
I'm only joking.
She smiles as she looks extremely comfortable in like this green cloak with 2 little puff balls that come that sort of like cinch in the giant hood that comes along with it. A flower motif that sort of courses throughout. She also has boots, not of the Winterlands, however. So, where are we going? To the academy?
First.
Yeah, well, no use in burning daylight, so everyone feeling cozy?
Definitely. Much warmer than
Mhm.
before.
Narissa, you're not wearing any pants. Those boots are good enough for you.
I don't need the pants.
When has
Okay.
she ever wore pants?
No, but we've never been in the snow.
Good thing she has magical boots.
Fair enough.
As you all step out, and you notice as you kind of go through town, things are extremely natural. All the roads are organic, going up strange paths. You go uphill, downhill, but it is never hard for you to find your way to Wan Yu Academy as you see a great tree pushed to the back of the mountains itself, stemming higher and higher into the foggy clouds above. You cannot even see the top. Windows lit with multiple flames coursing up across this grand piece of foliage. Smaller trees divvying out from it that grow that seem to set up towers and rooms for themselves. Great pyramids made out of the earth itself.
Wow.
There are many.
Wow.
Wow.
There are many elves that sort of give you a wide berth. They cloak themselves and cover their faces in their robes, all with different strange symbols on them. Those of you that can read Elvish note that they sort of are condensed characters that name off different schools, be it divination or evocation. As you sort of pass in, you see two robed men, their faces obscured by their hoods. Both of them at once, simultaneously. Does thou seek knowledge?
Yes.
And what knowledge do you seek from the academy?
Multiple sources of knowledge.
And they both sort of lean in. There are many sources of knowledge. What knowledge do you seek? Are you here to learn in technique? Or do you simply want information?
They want information, and so do I, but also I would like to learn technique of necromancy, please.
One necromancy, please.
Roll persuasion.
Necromancy with. Wait, you're gonna do necromancy?
22.
And why do you seek the necrotic arts?
Why do I?
They lean in closer.
I'm edgy.
At least he's honest.
I'm gonna need you to roll another persuasion die. This will be at disadvantage. So keep your 22, but if you roll lower,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Natural 1.
Oh,
Total
Wrong thing to
of
say.
Oh, for a total of 10.
10. And they sort of shrink back. There is no knowledge of that sort behind the doors of the academy. But they will open. You only have so much time. We will come with you and introduce you to the headmaster.
We have met.
Okay.
It would be like a reintroduction.
Mm-hmm.
They share no comment. As they open the doors, the trees still descend into the earth, just like the great gate at the opening of the kingdom. And as you press in, you are met with an almost blinding light as it begins to soften as your eyes begin to assimilate. You see many books as if this whole tower were a library. And as you look up, you see many floating platforms made out of what seem to be extremely large leaves coated in that same crystal you've seen throughout the forest in Molitushu. They sort of float around to different doors carrying many elves and scholars amongst them. You do notice you've seen nothing but elves here. And amongst them, you see many birds, imps, small dragons flitting about, clawed wings as they sort of flap around and make their perch on what seem to be their master's shoulders. Some of them larger than others you see are sort of corralled to what looks to be a sort of back exit to the academy itself. The two robed figures and their shadows course you to what seems to be a platform in the middle that is made of many leaves, shaped like a lotus flower. The leaves lift up softly, and a breeze begins to carry you as you slowly find yourselves at the top of the tower.
Whimsical.
Vincent, you sit in a chair. The wood it is made from is something of a cherry and lavender hybrid. Around you are books and books and books. Many of them seem to be reading themselves. In front of you is no desk, is no office, simply a man, pure in white, with what seems to be a silver sort of scarf trailing down. Every single character can you read Elvish?
Can I? I'm not sure. I don't think so.
That's why I'm asking.
I don't think so.
There are, let's see.
Come on, man. Elvish is like the Spanish of the world.
There are 8 separate characters, 4 on each side that course up. And following from the floor and up this scarf are 2 eyebrows that sort of sit themselves upon what seem to be closed eyes. A soft face of a tall but bald man who may as well be as white as his clothes.
I just remembered that I can, in fact, read Elvish.
Oh, you can read Elvish?
Yeah.
Okay. You notice that the characters that are on his scarf denote every school of magic.
Okay. I'm not sure I even know that much about the schools of magic for that to matter to me.
You can read the words.
You can read it. You can read it. Yeah.
Divinations.
Divinate, abjuration, blah, blah, blah. So, you bring a special someone here. You said your name was Spike. And this one, as he points at you.
I'm just kind of like admiring the chair. Just like, really?
The craftsmanship.
It's really nice. And I say that. I'm like, it's a fine
He
chair
does
you
a
got
poster
here.
like this.
Damn fine.
We have the finest for our visitors. I would have one myself, but I prefer being connected to the academy itself. And you still have not told me your name.
Vincent. Vincent McCurry.
Ah, Makiri. It has been long since I heard the name of the great investigators of Paikiwanoa.
I don't know about that.
And what brings a dwarf such as yourself to the tower of some of their most hated compatriot?
A monster. Weaved its way through my life, tearing apart at every city that I've walked through. It's following this trail of blood straight here to your academy.
His smile grows bigger. So, you think that is a monster here in the kingdom? And Spike sort of speaks up. A vampire. And what would a vampire want with the blood of elves?
I was hoping you might know. You said you were connected to the academy here.
It is my academy. I will show you something. And he raises his hands as a great white staff, very polished, and atop it sitting an orb, floats into his hands as he raises it high above his head. And what seems to be a waterfall of color deposits in front of him. It begins to sort of take shape, making forms out of greens, blues, blacks, reds, until finally you see a mountain and what seems to be a black waterfall down the middle of this so-called screen. And behind that, you can make out what seems to be a giant gaping mouth of a statue. And as soon as this image is seen in full, Spike turns and bows his head. Just simply hangs it down, low, seemingly defeated.
I get up and I walk towards it. Just kind of like, I want to feel like the shimmery stuff on my hand. Just kind of swirling around.
And it reacts to you, even though it has a very light feeling. It's like touching a breeze as you sort of push it around. And every time you pull your hand back out, it reverts back to its original form.
Why you show me this, elf?
Elf? They did call you dwarf.
That's true. Yeah, I play by your rules.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Have you ever heard of the Dianshui Monastery?
Can't say that I have.
To some, it does not exist. But to others, sits a great power. It is long said that there were once those who sought immortality, as if elves did not live long enough.
You always need more.
These elves saw themselves as the gatekeepers of light, of life, and of death and darkness, and weaving both sides of yin and yang. They supposedly found it, and more.
And you think this is connected to this monster, this vampire?
What is a vampire but an immortal creature? You have slain it once already, yes?
I think so.
Exactly. You are unsure because you know. And he finally turns to you and points at your chest. That she still lives. Her unbeating heart ever-devouring greed.
You know who this is.
He smiles with his teeth now. I may. Though more I remember who they were.
Were they an elf once?
And behind you, great leaves fan out, letting in the light coming in from what you would call the lobby of the tower. And you turn and you see two robed figures carrying an entourage of adventurers behind them. Master Waipo, Kairos is here. And you turn as our adventurers see once again a familiar face, that of Vincent McKeary, and a strange, tall elf with a spiked mohawk who seems to be in despair. Behind them is Waipo, and the screen of what seems to be a black waterfall covering a statue in a mountain.
What is Spike?
He's an elf, I guess.
He looks kind of like an elf. There's something strange about his nose. His ears are more black, bat-like. His skin is the color of old bones.
Okay. Well, I
Just walk in and definitely
walk in
go,
and I see.
Vincent?
I see. Well, two elves and a dwarf walk into a library. Where's the punchline here? Oh, there it is. It's Vincent. I don't know. Long time no see there, Mr. Detective.
And he looks you over and he's just smiling. Long time no see. The Kairos? You have a name now?
We do.
Good.
A lot of things happened, you know.
Do you guys look any different? Vincent looks like a little bit more cleaned up. Like I said, he's
Yeah.
got that bun now.
I think we're all a little bit different because I think when you last saw her, she was like all in gold with all of these like really intense colors. And now everything is like completely muted. Her armor is like gunmetal gray. It's very reminiscent of like Griffith's armor with all of the wing motifs and feathers. Her hair is shorter now. She's, instead of a glaive, she's got a scythe, like a really mean looking scythe, and all of the fabric on her is this like really dark blue, and her makeup's kind of smeared and like running down her cheeks.
Yeah, I'm different. What did I say I did with my hair? Can't remember.
Didn't you do kind of like a Viking shaved on the sides and
Yes, like
Like
Vikings and then a braid. Yeah, my hair is braided now. I think it's shorter than before. Well, my clothes would be different too, but now I'm wearing winter gear, so it's kind of reminiscent of what I used to be wearing anyway. But I look like, yeah. I look
Hey.
older and wiser, more wrinkles on my forehead.
Yeah, the stress.
Kane's got shorter hair now instead of it being Sephiroth black long. It's now just like kind of short, pushed back. He's more toned. Guess you can't really tell because he's wearing a big black
Winter gear.
coat, but I guess his fit looks like Neo from the Matrix Reloaded. Just like a black coat that's all the way buttoned up to his neck,
Nice.
and then just a big black coat on top of that, and then he's got a little bit of stubble now.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, Vincent's wearing, like I said, he has like these flower print pants on. And he's got kind of like socks and sandals. And he has that old beat up trench coat that he used to everywhere, but now it has some brighter patches on it. And so looking at him, it's kind of like halfway between him looking like a Ronin samurai and just some guy in a bathrobe. It's like
Like a guy that really wants to go to Margaritaville. Is what
Yeah.
I'm hearing.
So good.
And he's got a new sword, like a very extremely ceremonial, like ornamental sword.
Mm.
Well, you seem less depressed than you were the last time I met you.
And we seem more depressed.
Things are going well for you then.
They've been going as well as things can go, I'd say. Except for this Mabel business. Not to cut straight to the chase, but that's what brings me here, and it looks like fate keeps on tying you lot into all this Mabel business. But I'm glad to see you.
How many times do we have to teach Mabel their lesson?
Old lady.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no, not too many more times.
And you are Waipo, I take it.
I mean,
And you
Have we met
are
Waipo?
Kairos.
yes,
Yeah.
we did.
When?
At the big council meeting when they fucking sent
right,
me to
that's
prison.
Yeah, when
That's
we
right, that's
we had him there. We talked to the speaker, and then he was there when when you got sentenced and we got exiled.
Wait, what was his opinion about it? Was he like,
He was like, "That seems kind of harsh, but I mean, whatever. Not my counsel, not my punishment."
that's fine,
That's what
that's
I
an
say.
acceptable, that's an acceptable, okay. Well,
That was like what I remember.
He was kind of bummed.
Yeah. Just like, seems a shame, but okay.
okay, well in that case then, retcon what I just said. Look who we found! And I point to Kane.
So
Hello.
you bring to me a criminal.
If there is no more prison for the criminal to be in, are they really a criminal anymore?
Yeah, are you
And
a criminal because you're in prison? Or are you in prison because you're a criminal?
And Waipo's face
concise-
finally frowns as he raises one of his very long eyebrows. No more prison.
Did you not hear about Paiki Wanua? Oh, I look at Vincent.
Did you not hear about
Did
Pikey?
you hear about
I heard about Pike Uedua.
I don't think so.
What
Oh,
would Vincent know?
God.
What would Vincent know? Vincent knew that before he had left, Paiki Wanua was in a state of sort of turmoil. There were like warring factions between the tribe of the mines and the tribe of the city as they were trying to close down the great mines. It sparked a lot of protests and riots. And sort of as it started is around when you left, when you found out some very unfortunate news about your old partner.
About
You're right there.
what?
Well, you were close. You had it.
Lacey?
La- Lacey was
Was
there,
one
not
of 'em.
Lacey. Lyra.
Lyra.
Yeah.
Can you recap me on that? It's been like a year.
Well, this was what I had texted you.
Okay.
This was the prompt, but she's missing, and you think that she may have been abducted by your quarry.
Okay. Yeah.
Then it might come as bad news, but Paiki Wanua has been reclaimed by the earth.
It's gone.
Underneath it was a very large ancient dragon, and the assassin of the man who tried to assassinate the current leader led a bunch of dwarves in a rebellion, and and we were there, and we helped the ones who didn't want to go and live underneath. Head to the redolent wood.
What's left of the Paikuanua population that did not want to return to the... What are they, Dwagars?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Did not want to return to this... Did not want to join the dragon. They're on the march as we speak, I imagine. I don't think they probably reached Redolent Wood just
Not
yet,
quite.
but I've arranged them to stay temporarily with my father in the Redolent Wood. I'm sorry that you had to find out this way.
This is awful. I felt like I finally had a home there, like I found my roots again, and now they're gone. Well, they're still there, they're just deeper now.
Or displaced, depending on who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry
He
about
tries
that.
to laugh it off. But
It definitely hurts, yeah. There was
Did you have any
not much to
kin?
do.
I had friends and people that I knew there. Yeah.
Well, were they of the clan of the mines or the clan of the city? Because if they were the city, a lot of them got out, and they are now in transit to the Redolent Wood, so maybe they're still alive.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm sorry, Vincent. I use comedy as a defense mechanism. I didn't mean to make that rude joke.
It's okay. I'm gonna go admire this chair as a defense mechanism.
So sorry.
Really nice.
And Wipo kind of walks behind you and sets his hand on your shoulder.
He shakes it off.
And he pulls his hand back and puts them betwixt his robe sleeves. Regardless of the past between our two peoples, I am so sorry to have your home ripped from you. And he turns his head towards you four.
Believe me, all four of us know what that's like. Just wanted to say that.
And you see just a somber look go over Wipo's face. And it's dispatched by a look of curiosity as he walks closer to you all. But you speak of a dragon.
Yeah, I got its name. What the heck was it?
I just want to say answer now.
Oh, what was it? I have it somewhere. Mm,
Anua.
Anua. Anua. Dragon of the earth.
Yes, do you know this dragon, Mr. Elf?
So, that is where the great Anua decided to live. I have heard many stories about a dragon that decided its war was not with its kind. Excuse me. As he kind of turns and he holds his hand out, and a book flies from off the shelves. Another quill flies into his hand, carried by another hand as he begins to write with the spectral hand and turns around. What all can you tell me? Did you speak with this dragon?
Yes.
And it said,
I launch into the story. Like, it was making the Manaki tribe sick, and then some of those dwarves were having dreams, and then they chose to go down and like join the dragon and become Duergar and like reclaim Paikiwanua, and it wanted to kill the current emperor, and then Hanu Manaki could usurp him and like be the king, and the dragon just didn't want people to have adamantine. Did it speedrun at all?
I wonder. It is good to know that even after all of these years, Anua's heart still stayed pointed towards the light. An extreme, I will agree. But we cannot relate to such great creatures. They think in a way that is alien to us. So, there is much that we have earned as Moli Tushu, and that we have asked as Norfain. We will, in Anua's service, offer whatever we can as a kingdom to ensure that the relocation of the dwarfs is as easy as possible.
I'm sure they would
That's-
appreciate that.
That's very kind.
He bows.
There is another matter, though. I'm sure you've heard of Arid's movements on Burnwell and soon, probably everywhere.
So, what I have seen is true. War comes.
So it seems. As much as we may try to stop it, it may be inevitable. And Weisgard is asking for your help. Now that Paikiwanua, closest ally, is scattered and gone, there isn't very many other places to turn to. And we can all agree that we don't want Arid to strangle out all the magic in this land.
Roll persuasion.
Oh no. Nobody wants to help.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I can, but it just seems forced at this point. You know?
I mean, I can do it, but
I got this window to brood out of.
You're trying to persuade him to help.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
Go ahead, Riley. You seem like you had something to say.
I don't. The
You seem like a very benevolent and kind-hearted gentleman. You offered kindness, kind words, and empathy when Cain was found his sentencing. And we've been told by many about you and your abilities here in your wonderful, wonderful city. And so we're hoping that you can extend a hand in some way to prevent worldwide genocide of magic.
I think that's worth an advantage.
These mid-ass rolls.
Don't
Well.
you waste it. Oh my god.
I rolled a 10 and 11, and before I rolled like a 10 and 11, it was crazy. I don't know why they're so mid.
They dispatch the sort of hologram that they had put up before you had entered the room. And behind them, you do see what seems to be like a giant bay window that stares off into the kingdom. I must defend the academy. You see this grand tower. The whole history of Elbrin finds itself here. So if that means that our God must go to the battlefield, you will have our aid. But you must understand, or I should say convince Vice God, that all scales that take to the skies are not enemies.
That's true.
We agree, and we have been working on it. It is a hard transition to make, but not all of them are of the same mind.
They will have to dissolve the accord of chained wings if we are to help.
Oh, Ice Guard?
Yes.
What is that?
Have you seen the many so-called wormlings, pseudo-dragons that flit about the tower?
Mm-hmm.
We have wyverns. And for us to keep a positive accord with Vice God, they have been forbidden from taking flight. But this is how the Silver Elves fight. On the wings of our great gifts from the dragons left beyond the Dark Krieg. If we are to aid, we are to fly.
Then we will convince them.
It seems as though they might be in a position to accept such terms, given the, I don't want to say desperation, but
Yeah, but desperation.
desperation.
These are desperate times. The world is changing. Is this all you came to me for? Ersid, you notice a sort of series of thoughts seem to pass behind Waipo's closed eyes before he changes and asks this question. You as well, Vincent, unless you're too busy brooding.
I can.
Sorry. Say that again. I noticed him.
A series of thoughts pass behind his eyes. You think there's a lot going on in his head that he's not saying.
Well, Mr. Waipo, is there something that you would like to tell us or ask of us?
I have asked all I can. If you can dissolve this accord, the freedoms it will grant my people will be great. What more can I ask for?
I mean,
You
there
just
is...
seem.
Go ahead.
You just seem like you got a lot on your mind. Thought I'd give you the opportunity. But if not, there are other things that we came to speak to you about.
Being.
What? What did you say?
Being.
Being.
Ying?
Being.
I don't know why I can't understand what you're saying.
Being.
Oh. Being?
What are
Yeah,
the
like
other
what are
things?
they? Yeah, what are the
Oh. Okay. Being what? Gotcha. Okay,
Thanks,
sorry.
thanks, Connor.
What is that dragon temple called? I remember the Dion Shui Monastery, but for some reason the dragon temple always eludes my.
Okay, well, I'll take. I'll while you look in your notebook for that. Well, I'm sure you have heard. In fact, it may have been brought up in the council in Weisgard that you attended, and I rummage through my pocket and I pull out the shard of Sardior. We are attempting to rejoin Sardior's scattered shards in an attempt to put his mind back together. Just any ideas on where one might be?
The Jin
We-
Sui.
The Jinsui Temple. That's
the Jin
what.
Sui temple is what we're looking for.
Yeah, so I asked him about the shards, and if you.
You ask him about the temple because that's the same thing JC was looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You guys,
Yeah.
you have a lead on the shards being the temple.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know where the temple is the problem.
Not exactly, yeah. We just know like it's up in the mountain, and if you close your eyes and spin around and sing a song, the path will open up.
Perfect.
Yeah, any more clarity that you could bring to that, perhaps?
Jun is someone you would have to speak with. Captain of the Old Guard. If anyone knows anything about the Jinsui Temple, it would be them.
What is their name?
What was it? Their name?
Junli, Junli.
Okay, and where might we find this fella?
The Inhun barracks, the Silver Souls. I will send an escort. Strange. Someone else is looking for this shard.
Hmm?
You may.
Are they a dragonborn
Yes,
crystal?
indeed.
Uran.
I believe that is their name.
We know him.
Good.
When did you see this guy?
Roughly 3, 4. Oh no, it's almost been a ride.
Great. Good. Fantastic.
Not great. Hey, can you still talk to Sardio with him not on your bow?
Yes. I'm technically. I'm still attuned to it, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Sardio.
Gain, it has been long since I have heard your voice. The purple crystal sort of pings inside this room.
Yeah. I know. It's weird every time.
Long time no talk. Just out of curiosity, if your shard was to be picked up by someone else, do you think that you could tell us that it has been activated? Does it have to be close to this shard to work? Would you be split into two separate consciousnesses and not be aware? of such a thing?
The latter seems to be the most promising answer, for if I knew of the other shards, do not believe it would be so hard for us to find them.
Great. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Strange. Now that I think about this, so there are 3 of me, but there is only
Yeah.
one.
Right.
Yeah, try not to think about it too hard.
Fair enough.
And I guess for the other thing, the Dion Shui Monastery.
And Spike walks over, almost appearing as if a shade sort of sifts their way in, the shadows coiled behind them. You also seek the monastery.
Kind of lean back. Yes, we were all simultaneously sent a invite.
An invitation.
I assumed that the leader of the Oblivion's March lives there.
Is this the monastery that Waipo showed me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I step over too. What'd that invitation say?
I think they said that they were watching what we had done and they were impressed and they wanted to meet us. Something like that.
Something about us being cool.
Spike's eyes grow wide. An immeasurable weight has been pressed upon them. On the brink of insanity, he brings his hands and begins to scratch at the balding sides of his head. And as his nails break skin, no blood falls. And I fear to speak either way. He looks at you, Vincent, crazed in his eyes. Is this a trap?
Spike, you gotta come clean right here and right now, buddy. You can't be the one keeping secrets from us. You know something about this monastery, you spill it.
Not here. It would be sacrilegious.
And
Fine.
we
Let's get dinner. Waipo, what's the best place to get some food around here?
No,
y'all got some really good dim sum.
to the forest. To the
The
darkness.
forest?
Oh,
You want us to walk all the way out to the forest? Can't we just like cast silent? Like I don't know. Something.
That will have to suffice. As he raises his hands and a stream of black liquid emerges from his necklace, coiling in a sphere inside of Waipo's office. Waipo, you see him sort of like step out as the darkness takes over your vision, and you are all effectively blinded.
Okay.
I serve the Raven Queen. And death to her is sacred. The darkness feels almost wet, humid, dank. The Dion Shui Monastery is home to her servants. Not unlike myself, but similar. The very few undead that manage to escape her ire. they told me that one of theirs is running wild. Under you, it almost feels as if you're wading through water. Thick, viscous. The smell of blood gently makes its way towards your nostrils. And you see the same image that Waipo had sort of divulged in this darkness. And there you see a congregation of elves, all bald, all in robes. These are the practitioners of the way of the long death. They protect what it means to be undead. And like me, they hide in the shadows to destroy those that should not live longer lives than fate has accrued. Hei Menglong, a woman who sought more power than the way of the long death could provide her, abandoned the monastery. If she is the one who has invited you there, I fear the worst may come, and those who I am sworn to protect may be murdered as we speak. I did not want to believe it. Vincent, I tell you, I did not lie. This is no secret, at least not one meant to harm you, but to keep others safe. But I fear safety is no longer an option.
Can I get some backstory on what Spike even said to Vincent that convinced us to work together? What did he say? Did he know something about ManEater, Mabel? What has he told me so far?
He is also hunting ManEater Mabel, and he started on her trail around the same time as you, when he had found out Lyra had also been abducted. So he thought it'd be a good time for you two to work together, having a common ally and a common goal.
Okay. Are we still, like, magically blinded? Can I see him?
He lets loose the darkness. I need you all to roll perception, please.
21.
12. What?
30.
Jesus Christ.
Also 12.
Also 12. Okay. Airsid, you are the only one who sees a woman in the darkness. A familiar shadow, and it brings you back to a moment where you found yourself worried for your brother Lachlan. And just outside the cave you had exited, going from Orin to the Moor of Dead Men, you saw someone who spoke to you inside that cave and beckoned you towards the darkness. And here she beckons you again. The woman you now know must be the Raven Queen.
Do I see her like for an instant and then she's gone, or?
Yes, it's the last thing you see before the light of Waipo's sort of study reveals itself once again.
Okay. So I guess I'll say to Spike, does this Raven Queen, does she look like, and then I'll describe what I saw and what I remember her from in the cave, because I can't remember.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, a woman, clad in black robes, what you see to be a mask upon her face that evokes the visage of a raven. Her hair long and black, almost made of the darkness that surrounds her. And Spike looks towards you. That would be my mistress, yes.
And when you cast this spell, does she sometimes appear? Because I believe I just caught a glimpse of her, unless I'm hallucinating.
So, she has an interest in you. Are you one who has evaded death?
More times than I can count, probably.
Then let us hope that you are not next on my list of those to be hunted. Maybe she asks you to join our ranks. Only you will know. But you must speak to her.
I look over at Vincent. Where did you get this guy from again?
You guys have all met Spike.
Yeah, we know Spike.
Spike took the money from us to give to Big Black the first time.
We also saw him like all the way back when he was the guy chilling in the corner of the bar.
He was the
At the
weird,
last
yeah,
coin.
he was the weird, creepy guy in the corner with the hood. We've been known him for a while. It's just been
Yeah.
a minute since we've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
And what caused you to work with Spike?
I met him on the way over here. He said that he knew something about Mabel. He was on the trail and led us this way. But now, I look over at him. Now I'm not so sure.
Mm-mm.
I fear I know too much, Vincent.
You know too much and you speak too little. I told you everything. I laid it all on the line. And now you're keeping that you're part of the death cult that I'm chasing after from me, and you think that's okay.
To confuse the ManEater.
The ManEater, you're not working with the ManEater, you're working with me.
To confuse the ManEater with those who guide me is to welcome death to yourself. I guard the gates of life and death for my mistress. I do not endorse the actions of a vampire.
I don't think we can work together, Spike, if you're not going to be honest with me.
What more honesty would you ask for me? I have told you everything.
That's what you said before.
I have told you now, and I told you I kept this from you because of my fear. And now you sit here and chastise me because I had a feeling. I did not want those I cared for to be at risk, and now they are. And for that I worry. And it's not just them, Vincent. It's Lyra too.
Okay. So, do you think that Mabel is going to this Raven Queen's cult to kill all of them? To then stop her from living out her everlasting life?
Why else would she return to the monastery?
Well, I don't know. Was she the Miss Long that you spoke of earlier? You think that is her? She's one and the same?
That is the name I was given.
Did you know her?
I have known no Mei Long. I have only known her as Mabel and my quarry.
Well, it seems we have two things, both time sensitive, as always. We have to get the shard before Uren does. But we also have to go and kill Mabel before she kills everybody at the monastery if it's not already too late.
Well, if I had to say that one was more time sensitive, I would go with the Raven Queen's cult, only for the fact that Uren has a 2-week head start on us on this shard. If he hasn't found where it is already, I doubt we'll beat him there.
Yeah, and if you said that they might be, you said they might be being murdered as we speak, so seems like the Raven Queen is a bit more time sensitive and might lead as well to the capture of ManEater Mabel.
Or the decimation.
Or the decimation, in all likelihood. Vincent, what do you think? You think ManEater Mabel deserves a fair trial? Or is it dead or alive for you?
No. She didn't give all those bodies a fair trial. I don't think she deserves one.
Yeah.
That's what I
Rogue
like to
detective.
hear.
That's what we like.
Oh, I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Ex-detective.
Oh,
Yeah.
Private practice.
This is basically my one practice, so.
Just do not forget yourself. To kill something that kills is only so righteous.
What do I have left? I don't.
It will not fill you. It will not make you whole.
This is the only thing that I'm good at, as hunting down Mabel.
Well,
I was
that's
so close.
certainly not true. I'm sure there are many talents that you have, and many things that you can do and look forward to.
Why are we all just building our houses on dragons' backs? Or is it all just gonna go away, get destroyed? Why even try anything else?
Because there is a season for everything. Summer is great and feels warm on your skin, and winter is cold and bites. And we have to feel both of these things, or the good things will never feel good. Trust me, we've all been through a lot, and it's not easy to keep pushing. But you're one of the people, like us, who are capable of it. So you save people to save people. You do not kill things because it will make you feel like you deserve to be here. Because you deserve to be here anyway.
But if it comes down to it, we'll kill her.
I mean, we will kill her. It's not about that.
It's how you feel about it while
Exactly.
you're doing it, which is, true. It is true.
It'll save people. I mean, you guys have seen the bodies. You know just as well as me. I mean, if we take her out, it will save people. That's, yeah. But you're right. You're right.
So, Vincent, what are your leads?
The only lead that we need, Spike speaks up, is to follow me. I know where the monastery is. I will take you there. I do this with great trust, as this is sacred ground. The only thing that we will kill there are the undead. We will send them back to their graves, and we'll be done with this Mabel business.
You have my word.
And my bow.
Nope, that's it. That's where we're stopping. Okay.
He was giving you guys room.
Sorry.
We're just
I thought there was a lot of room. I was waiting for someone to follow up.
before I do want to get that information on the temple.
Yeah, Jun Lee.
Yeah, even if Uren beats us, oh well. It might still be good to have a look at it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he won't.
Are we leaving tonight? Or will you all need to rest?
I'm rested. Are you guys
I'm
good?
good. We could just talk to that fella
Yeah.
and then go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Understand.
I need your promise, though, Spike, that you don't have any more secrets up your sleeve. That temple might be your sacred ground, but my sacred ground is the truth.
My Roman Empire is
So you're going to stand on the sacred ground, shake my hand, and tell me that you don't have anything else hiding up your sleeve.
I'd strip myself bare if needed. There are no lies left. There are no secrets left to tell. You have learned that is all left to learn. The Raven Queen does not divulge her knowledge lightly. Consider this a blessing that you even know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll put out my hand to shake his.
He looks at you with kind of like a dumbfounded look and shakes it.
Is it a strong shake? What can I tell from this handshake?
Now he's exasperated with your mistrust.
I thought we were
It
homies.
makes perfect sense to me.
It doesn't stop him from being grumpy. But he also thinks that this is just not part of his culture. A handshake means very little to him.
Maybe a bow, you know.
As we move on, so you're looking to go see the Silver Souls and their leader.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. You descend the great tower that is Wanyu Academy, and as
Oh,
you
thank you.
Yeah, we say
Thank you,
thanks to
Waipo.
Waipo.
Waipo simply gives you a bow and a smile that Ersid and Vincent both notice carries a hint of concern.
Actually, now that we decided to stop and say bye, and I noticed that you don't have any scrolls that you could part ways with us, that might aid us on our quest, do ya?
Is there anything specific that you are looking for?
And I turn to my compatriots. Anything off the top of your mind? I mean, I'm even just thinking like,
Dimension door.
Revivify.
scroll of fireball, maybe.
We're just throwing things out.
Vincent doesn't know anything about magic.
You said first thing off the top of your head.
Yeah, dimension door is good.
Against good
Wait,
and evil.
Okay.
globe of invulnerability, perhaps.
Power word kill.
Yeah, power word
Disintegrate.
kill.
I mean, disintegrate would be great.
You just have the best ones.
Yeah, whatever you got, hanging out back there. Just a wish.
Roll a percentile. Yeah, let's make sure. If I roll 100, I will give you guys a scroll of wish.
Yes.
Nice.
That's so funny.
If I roll 100, I'm gonna be pissed.
Wish.
Come on.
Okay, thank God, no wish.
Damn it. Damn it.
Dice cam.
Yeah, we need
I do not have many scrolls prepared. What I can find you is a scroll of daylight and a scroll of protection from good and evil. This is the best I can do on short notice.
Saves me a spell slot, so.
If there is more that you need, we may be able to prepare them, but that does take time.
How long does it take on average for the spell? Like, for the levels, of the spell. Like a low level spell.
What is a low-level spell?
Like, I guess I'm trying to ask, like, what the time is for a spell level. Because I'm sure it.
Yeah. Like if it's a more difficult spell, it's gonna take longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Or maybe it's the same amount of time and it's just the cost is different. I don't know.
Much time. If you are looking for something like Revivify, that will take 2 rides.
How much is a ride again? I forgot.
10 days.
2
10
weeks.
days. So it takes 20 days.
We don't have 20 days.
Well, we don't have 20 days for this, but.
It would be
might-
nice to get in a couple of orders right now.
Yeah, like, it might be useful for later. Like,
In life
Yeah.
or death, I suppose.
How okay, I don't want to like sorry. Mr. Whitepool, I don't want to burden you, but it would be incredibly useful if we could perhaps put in an order for some to be prepared, but I don't want to overburden you. How many could we ask for?
As much as you have gold, I can give you a discount, however, depending on what materials are needed. If they come with a cost, I will not be able to remove that.
Okay, that makes sense. And how much gold? I have, like I said, 40 gold. So how much do you have, Narissa?
you have 40 gold?
Yeah, I spent it on a bow.
Oh, I have 700.
Okay, so we can get one, I think.
Party gold of 740. Jesus Christ.
We are very rich at the moment.
How
No.
do 3 grown level 12s not have 3
I know.
between them?
They keep buying
No,
stuff.
we got exiled and then
Oh,
they
that's
had no
true.
fucking
I
money.
lost
Yeah,
2K.
They stripped Kane of everything, and then we got exiled and made no money during that time.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
it's been a rough 2 years.
So that's how.
That is what happened. You guys were on track to make
I
some
know
money.
we were making money. Maybe look, I can revivify. All we need is one for Kane to hold on to in case I die.
Do you still have diamonds?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bought them before.
I just don't know how many diamonds you have. I know you've
2.
used 1 or 2.
No,
You bought 3?
I haven't used them.
Oh, you used a scroll
I used
on.
a scroll on Uwasa,
Okay.
and then I bought 2 diamonds. So that's 1 for Ersid, 1 for Kane.
Okay.
And then all you need to do is have a revivify scroll.
Yeah.
For me. And then we are covered. At least until it's used.
Right.
And then if we need more, I'm assuming Weisguard probably just has some laying around, because that seems like a Weisguard thing, because it's like, that's...
It's an expensive thing.
Yeah, but it's holy magic, so they've got to have at least like 1 or 2. And if they want more, then they could always cut a deal with the elves to make more, in case bad things happen if we have to go to war. So I'm just saying.
I don't mean to overcomplicate this, but could we put it on credit?
Dungeons and Order fulfillments.
No.
And no,
Hey.
but hear me out. When we go back to Weisgard and convince them to do away with the dragon chain thing that you said, and we'll ask them, you know, they need to pay us up front so that we can buy these scrolls.
What's Airset's credit score?
Yeah, what is Erison's credit score? It's gotta be garbage.
I'm gonna need a
That's a skill in
persuasion
Call of
roll.
Cthulhu.
Oh, what?
Credit?
Credit rating? Yeah.
Really?
That's insane.
That's so funny.
That's insane.
What's Erison's credit rating?
Did you give me? Was that a roll? Did you roll persuasion?
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Roll persuasion. Okay. 25.
Nice.
You are already servicing not only the kingdom, but the realm. We may be able to procure some scrolls. The daylight and protection will be given to you now. Everything else, please provide a list, and the Academy will provide what we can.
Thank you very much.
We really do appreciate it. Kane, do you want the scrolls?
Sure.
Because I can cast daylight. It's just if we have the scroll, I don't have to use the spell slot.
Mhm.
And then if you cast protection from good and evil, it's concentration. So I don't do it because I rage. And then
You probably have the best casting ability.
Well, don't have the best constitution, but
daylight's not concentration, so
yeah,
you can just throw that up.
yeah.
Oh, when you do concentration, you roll a constitution check?
If I get
Yeah,
hit,
if you get hit.
Mm.
I have +3. Okay,
That's
but
what
it's
I
not
have.
great. Oh, okay.
I
Well-
mean, I have technically it's +8 to like to the save, but I have a +3 in con also. So
I have +3 to the save.
I just can't.
Jeez. Shouldn't you have like a +4, +5 proficiency?
Do I add my proficiency
Or are
to
you
the
not
save?
proficient in con
I don't
saves?
think he is. Isn't it
No.
wisdom and charisma?
It's Dex and Charisma.
Oh.
Okay, good to know.
Well, yeah, I'm good at concentrating, but not because I'm always raging.
I just try
Yeah.
and stay away from getting hit, but it doesn't always work out so good.
I mean, what's Erisit's constitution?
Bad. No one is good at this. I have a constitution.
Vincent,
I
what's your
have
constitution?
+1.
Recovering alcoholic.
What's Uaz's?
Yeah,
Negative
what is-
1.
Let me check. +0. So
Okay, very good.
Yep, I'll just hold on to the scrolls.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's gonna be like I really could, but like that's just not ideal for me.
that's
so-
why I was thinking maybe like scrolls that like don't require concentration.
I mean, daylight doesn't,
Sure.
I
and
guess I
you
have
could
+5.
you can cast protection of evil and good on yourself, and then they'll have disadvantage hitting you.
That's true.
So it kind of pays for itself.
I've got +5
That's
to
true.
Constitution saving throw.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
I have to
better
try
than
to
3.
cast it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we just want to give him the list of things to work on, and it's like revivify scrolls.
You can get me the list off stream.
Okay, she'll write it down because she knows and hand it to him, and then I'll work on it later.
Well, I was gonna suggest some other things too, but we'll do that
just
off screen.
yeah, you can like write it in the chat or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll send a Discord pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Uaz
Sorry-
can always
sorry.
send Caxlin.
Sorry
Yeah,
for
okay.
the hold up, but I thought that might be useful.
No, it is. let's
Okay,
see.
now-
preparation.
Goodbye, Waipo.
Yeah, goodbye, Waipo. Thank you very much. We will see you again. Let's go find Junli.
And he bows as you descend. One of the many scholars decides to accompany you as the shadows are left behind to guard the door to the academy, as always. This elf is a little bit younger. Their head is bald and they have a couple of arcane tattoos that sort of ring like a halo. Their skin is bluish, kind of like that of the night sky, dark. Their eyes black, their robes blue and silver, and they sort of walk. So, you are all heroes, they say.
Try to be. And I'll look at my companions.
No.
And you, your name was Cain, yes?
Yes.
Why haven't I seen you before? All silver elves are, even the half-breeds, generally stay close to home.
Well, I was not born here, so I've never been here. That's why you've never seen me.
And what does it feel like being so close to your own blood now?
I don't know. Good, I guess. Indifferent.
So, you're out of touch with our ways. Spend much time here. Connect with yourself. Maybe you'll learn something.
Connect with your roots.
Hope so.
Well, here we are. The Hall of the Silver Souls. As you look across this great, sort of like Victorian steepled hall, as if you were walking into a church, all the crystals bringing in on themselves. And instead of the sort of like opalescent and sort of arcane look that all the crystals have had, these are merely platinum. As you push through, you see many what seem to be statues of dragons. They all seem to be the same dragon, clad in what seems to be golden light that shines down upon them, great fans of scales protruding from their face. The wings sort of coiled around that look like two great shields as they hold in their front legs a great sword. You pass on and you see many elves wearing the same silver armor, almost liquid in form as it contours with all their bodies. Sort of like long fingers made of blades clasped around them. You sift through as this elf leads you to an elf that seems to be in charge. Their hair long and completely blue, like that of the ocean. Specks of stars in between. Their ears curved and pulled with many silver adornments and jewelry. Their armor is a lot more ostentatious, curling and pointing towards different directions, asymmetrical sort of spiral in between. And they look at you. So, what are we looking for today, foreigners? Junla. They call themselves Kairos. And they have questions about one of our old temples. And she sort of strokes her chin, her high cheekbones, making her eyes squinting at you seem even a little more devilish and despairing at your arrival. Strange. You're not the only ones. to ask about our own temples.
We heard.
Well, if a scholar is with you, Waipo has sent you. So far be it from me to withhold any information. Ask, and you shall receive.
How do we get to the Jinsui temple?
There's a waterfall. We call it Breaker of Earth in our language. It sits high, quite high, in the silver peaks, above the clouds that coat Molitushu. Those who rode dragons, she says with a hint of disdain, that is where they would practice. That is where our great armies drew their power. Take this, and she tosses you what seems to be a scale. Silver. And will grant you access. Will that be all?
And you gave one of these to the Dragonborn who spoke with you?
Yes.
How long does it take to get there from here?
2 days trek. Vertical.
Then it is very likely that he has already been there.
Well, then is there any reason for you to go? Why not contact this individual?
Kane?
I could. Do you want me to do it now?
Do
He
we
might
have-
not have been able to find it.
Yeah, if he couldn't find it. But, I don't know.
Or do we want to give our hand away?
Yeah, at the moment, he might not know that we're looking for it.
Do we have any other questions for her?
Who's this dragon?
Yeah.
These statues are all of the same dragon.
Strange. Dwarf, you ask about people that you helped kill.
I didn't do anything.
Asked an innocent question. Fuck you.
If your own schools have not taught you enough, Zymor, he was the one who headed the welding of scales. He was the one who granted us the ability to ride dragons. And it was he who unfortunately fell in the Drag Creek. And so here we keep his memory alive.
The Dry Creek kills dragons?
Where they fought each other? Where they fought the giants?
When they fought the giants and were driven from the material plane to the astral. Or so we thought. There have been rumors, I'm sure you have all heard, the messengers of Tuanul. Seeing the dragons return would be a grand thing. And maybe this age of conquest will end when their knowledge and their wisdom is back amongst us mortals.
Do you know of a man named Kelkian Selenray?
Of course. He is the one known as the Silver Dragoon. He rode into the Drag Krieg amongst his mighty steed, that known as Enway.
Is he alive?
He fell in battle. The dragons, the giants, it was all too much. And he soared too high. She puts her hand across her heart and bows at a 90-degree angle. But it is the wings of Kelkin that we ride on today, hoping to follow in his footsteps.
Is there a place where he might be visited?
A grave?
Where might that be?
Atop the Junsui Temple, there's a great statue of Enway, and there a plaque sits, naming Great Kelkin. Under that dirt is where we have remembered his saddle, all that is left.
Okay.
You said he died during the Drag Krieg?
Yes.
Okay. And that was how long ago?
Almost 2,000 years now.
Right. I just gotta look at Kate.
I don't know.
Raven Queen mean anything to you?
You feel eyes on your back from Spike.
That's right.
Though no words are said.
He said, "Shut the fuck up."
Raven Queen. Some elves have dedicated their lives. Other than that, she guards the gates between life and death. So, I respect those who choose to follow her. I see that you have one in tow. And
We're helping him out.
they share a bow with each other. I have heard one of our villages has been ransacked, and the great sigil of the ManEater, greater than ever before, has been seen there.
Yeah. We're gonna find her.
And then what?
We're gonna find her.
Well, I hope you have just as much confidence when you are in her presence.
I have no doubt.
The great beast can only be capable of what she has done. If you value your lives, you would not go. But nary an adventurer does. Something I admire.
Well, Thank you for your time.
I've got one more question for you. Do you know if there is a place where a woman named Sing Lee might be found here?
Let me think. What do you know of this woman?
I don't know. She seems to be a psychic of some sort. I've met her on the way here.
And she did not tell you where she stays.
She said to ask for her, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly.
I feel like you are.
There's a psychic. She holds herself in the Wayfarer's Wood. You'll find that up the mountain. She does not welcome all to her cottage, however. But if you have been invited by the witch, then I'm sure she'll grant you an audience.
Okay.
Oh, I'd be careful. She is known to steal souls.
They always
What
are.
soul?
They smile at that. So, you are safe from her whims then. If I see you again, you'll have to tell me what she's like. I've never been able to find the cottage myself.
Sure thing.
Then, may Zymor fly with you, and you find your truth, whatever that may be.
And with you.
Ditto.
All right, Spike.
Lead on.
Yeah, you know the way.
May darkness walk with us. As you exit the Hall of the Silver Souls, as you are released from the grasp of Molitushu, and you are left in the twilight of the night to seek ManEater Mabel, to seek Lyra, to seek justice, and to hopefully seek answers. We'll see you guys next time, next week, next Thursday, when, I don't know, I guess we'll find out what's going on with ManEater Mabel, guys. But thanks for pitching in, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you then. Have a wonderful night.
Nice.